Now that you've watched the overview video discussing the basics, the overview of passive voice and active voice, now we're going to look at why passive voice is used. So we look at how it is used, the grammar, but also we look at why we use it and when we use it. Here's one very important reason. Passive voice is used when we want to emphasize the receiver of an action and not the doer of an action. Let's take a look at an example. Here is an article in the school newspaper. The school students of Fujairah cleaned the beaches yesterday. Here, the school students of Fujairah, this is the subject. Cleaned, this is the verb. What did they clean? The beaches. The school students of Fujairah cleaned the beaches. This is the emphasis on the students. Now, how do we know it's an emphasis on the students? Because it says, first, the school students of Fujairah. They are placed first, and there is an emphasis on them. This is the kind of paper, this is the kind of article, this is the kind of sentence or title that you might see in a school newspaper. Because the purpose of the school newspaper is to emphasize the students and what they do. Therefore, this sentence is active. This is an active sentence. The school students of Fujairah, that's the subject, verb, object. So the doers of the action are being emphasized, and that makes it an active sentence. However, if we now go to, let's say, in environmental news, where the emphasis is clearly the environment, maybe a passive voice sentence might be more appropriate. And of course, we start off with the receiver to emphasize. The beaches were cleaned yesterday by the students. So here's the by prepositional phrase, by the students. They're the ones who actually did the action. They're the ones who cleaned. However, for a passive voice sentence, we're going to put them in the by prepositional phrase. We're going to put the doers of the action at the end. And we're going to emphasize the receiver of the action, because in an environmental newspaper, the emphasis is not on who did it necessarily, but the emphasis might be the receiver of the action. The beaches were cleaned. So here we've got the object, the beaches, got a to be verb, past tense, plural, irregular. The beaches were cleaned. This is the past participle of the verb clean. So the beaches were cleaned yesterday by the school students. And remember, if I like, I can just take this out completely. The beaches were cleaned yesterday. Who did it is being de-emphasized completely. Or I can leave them in there inside a by prepositional phrase, where it's by plus the ones who actually did the action. So quick review is that here the emphasis is on the students. Look at the picture. Wow, everything is about them, the school students of Fujairah. So when we want to emphasize the doer of the action, then we use active voice. When we want to emphasize the receiver of the action, the beaches, then we use passive voice. Okay, thank you very much.